Hi there, this is my reflection on my capstone project that I've been doing for the past 2 years. So I'll start off with the first question, um, the importance of research. So in my opinion, the importance of research is really important because it helps you gather all the information that you have uh, into one review, and it helps you concise everything pretty well. And the importance of knowledge mobilization and community development um, is really important because it helps you figure out what type of tools you want to use for your research project. So, for my research project on mental health supports for mental health professionals, I used many different things. Particularly, I used an infographic to concise all my points and my ideas from my research into one so that everyone who is reading the infographic can understand what um, what I was talking about. And in community development, research is really important because you have different people, different groups, different vulnerable populations that you work with, and um, you have to research different issues that are going around, whether that be with seniors, with people with disabilities, with just youth. Everywhere you go, you always have to research, and I think that's also another reason why research is really important in community development. I do think this has changed over the course of my capstone research project, because like specifically for my project, I've talked about so many different things that I was gonna write down, and then I scratched it out. There were ideas that I had. For example, I we originally thought about doing a podcast of some sort. That didn't end up happening because we just couldn't fit everything into one information. It was kind of hard to concise, so that's why we kind of stopped on that. And so yeah, I do think like it's over time it's changed. It's made my research a bit more um important and to understand. um and so what are some areas that I feel like I have developed in relation to the research over the past 4 semesters? I think I've really developed a really strong skill of coming up with ideas and then breaking them into parts. So, like when we first started this project, I didn't know how to do a literature review. I had no idea what to do for one. And I think what that literature review helped me do was concise my ideas down so that I was able to, make the research project a lot more easier for myself. And I think over time I've kind of worked through the fourth through for both all four of these semesters to kind of get that going. I think um an area and improvement I can work on is definitely um just being more, concise, and just being more um just being more willing to take on uh tougher tasks. um Some so then this brings me to the question: what are some areas I feel like I have uh developed? I would say like just overall my development as as an upcoming community worker, and by doing my research project, I think um I've been able to just grasp the knowledge and understanding of what knowledge mobilization is. I think that's really helped me through this class and previous classes. Um, and I think I've better understood the difference between quantitative and qualitative research. So I think that was really helpful with also, grabbing all the 50 participants that I needed for my project. An area of growth for me, I would say, would have to be um, just being myself. I think a lot of the times I just struggle just trying to um, figure out things. I think that's an area of growth for me. So, for example, when we were presenting our knowledge mobilization, I felt like the presentation aspect, the communication aspect for me was a bit of a challenge. So, I think that's in the area of growth that I feel like I can improve on. And if I could go back in time, if I could go back in time, what would I change in relation to my research? I think for me personally, um, hmm, I think I don't know. I didn't really think of anything that I would change, but I think the way I approached my project in terms of, um, maybe I could have been a little bit more broad, a little bit more, you know, basically just a little bit more broad onto my ideas and what I felt like, being more specific. Feel like I did it generally on just specifically on almost every mental health professional. I think, just being a bit more concise and a bit more broad and specific on my project, would have been I think that would have been something I would have done differently. So yeah, so that was my reflection on my capstone project.